When life hands you lemons, make lemonade. But what happens when Elon Musk buys all your lemonade? For 9-year-old Emma, it meant the difference between despair and hope, between loss and a second chance. But Elon's visit was just the beginning. What followed was a journey that would take Emma from a cardboard stand to the forefront of a movement, inspiring thousands along the way. Are you ready to see how a simple cup of lemonade became a catalyst for change? Picture this: a scorching summer day, the kind that makes asphalt shimmer and ice cream melt before you can even take a lick. On a quiet suburban street corner stands a young girl, her determination as bright as the sun beating down on her makeshift cardboard stand. This isn't your average lemonade stand, and Emma isn't your average 9-year-old entrepreneur. Emma's stand is a humble affair: a wobbly card table draped with a checkered tablecloth, a hand-painted sign proclaiming Emma's Hope Lemonade in wobbly letters, and a pitcher of lemonade sweating in the heat. But what sets this stand apart isn't its appearance. It's the fire in Emma's eyes, the urgency in her voice as she calls out to passers-by. You see, Emma isn't saving up for a new bike or the latest video game. Her mission is far more crucial. Emma's mother has been diagnosed with cancer, and the family is struggling to keep up with the mounting medical bills. In a world where cancer treatment costs can easily soar into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, Emma's family finds themselves facing a financial mountain that seems impossible to climb. But Emma? She refuses to give up hope. With the unwavering spirit that only a child can possess, she's determined to make a difference, one cup of lemonade at a time. As cars whiz by and neighbors stroll past, Emma's voice rings out, sweet and clear. "Lemonade for sale. Help save my mom." The heat is relentless, but Emma's resolve never wavers. Hour after hour, she stands behind her little table, pouring lemonade and collecting quarters. Some customers linger, drawn in by her story. They drop extra bills into her jar, pat her head, and wish her luck. Others hurry by, too caught up in their own lives to notice the little girl with the big mission. As the sun begins to dip low on the horizon, Emma counts her earnings. The jar is fuller than when she started, but the stack of bills and pile of coins seem painfully small compared to the mountain of medical debt looming over her family. Will it be enough? Can these meager earnings really make a dent in the astronomical costs of cancer treatment? The reality is stark. Despite Emma's tireless efforts, her day's work has barely scratched the surface of what her family needs. Cancer treatment costs in the U.S. average around $150,000 in the first year alone. Emma's jar, filled with the generosity of her neighbors, holds less than $100. As Emma packs up her stand, her shoulders slump with the weight of her disappointment. She's worked so hard, poured her heart into every cup of lemonade, but it feels like she's trying to empty the ocean with a teaspoon. How can she possibly raise enough to help her mom? Just as hope seems to be slipping away, fate decides to throw Emma a curveball. As she's folding up her checkered tablecloth, a sleek electric car pulls up to the curb. The tinted window rolls down, and a familiar face peers out. Little does Emma know her life is about to change forever, and her humble lemonade stand is about to become the epicenter of a movement that will touch hearts across the nation. Fate has a funny way of intervening just when all seems lost. As Emma's hope dwindles with the setting sun, an unexpected visitor is about to turn her small act of love into a viral sensation. But who is this mystery benefactor, and what compelled them to stop at a child's lemonade stand on this ordinary summer evening? As Emma begins to pack up her modest stand, a sleek electric car glides to a stop at the curb. The few remaining onlookers turn their heads, curiosity piqued by the luxurious vehicle. The tinted window rolls down, revealing a face that's graced magazine covers and news broadcasts around the world. Gasps ripple through the small crowd as recognition dawns. It's none other than Elon Musk, tech mogul and billionaire extraordinaire. Elon steps out of the car, his casual attire a stark contrast to the gravity of the moment. The whispers grow louder as he approaches Emma's stand. Is that really him? What's he doing here? The excitement is palpable, electric even, as people fumble for their phones to capture this surreal moment. Emma, oblivious to the commotion, continues to wipe down her table. It's only when a shadow falls across her work that she looks up. her eyes widening as she takes in the tall figure before her. Elon crouches down, meeting Emma at eye level, a gentle smile on his face. "I hear you're selling lemonade for a good cause," he says. "Mind if I try a cup?" As Emma pours the lemonade with shaky hands, Elon asks about her day. His genuine interest is evident as he listens intently to Emma's story, nodding sympathetically as she explains about her mother's cancer and the overwhelming medical bills. The crowd watches in hushed anticipation. What will the billionaire do? Will he simply buy a cup and leave? Or is something more extraordinary about to unfold? Elon takes a sip of the lemonade, his expression thoughtful. Then, reaching into his pocket, he pulls out a stack of bills. "I'd like to make a donation," he says, placing the money in Emma's jar. But he's not done yet. Turning to the gathered crowd, Elon makes an announcement that sends shockwaves through the neighborhood. "I'll match every donation made here today, dollar for dollar." The effect is instantaneous. People who had walked by earlier without a second glance now rush forward, wallets out. Those who had already donated dig deeper, inspired by Elon's generosity. The air buzzes with excitement as a line forms at Emma's stand, each person eager to contribute to this unexpected movement of kindness. As the donations pour in, Emma's eyes shine with tears of joy and disbelief. In a matter of minutes, her modest earnings have multiplied exponentially. Elon stands by, watching with satisfaction as the community rallies around this brave young girl and her cause. But Elon's impromptu visit is just the spark. As word spreads through social media and local news outlets pick up the story, Emma's lemonade stand becomes the epicenter of a heartwarming phenomenon. People from neighboring towns begin to arrive, drawn by the opportunity to be part of something extraordinary. Little does Emma know, her journey is far from over. Elon's gesture of generosity is about to set in motion a chain of events that will not only change her life but inspire a movement of kindness across the nation. The simple act of stopping at a lemonade stand is about to evolve into something far greater than anyone could have imagined. In the blink of an eye, a quiet suburban street transforms into a bustling hub of compassion. But as the donations pile up, a question hangs in the air. Will this outpouring of support be enough to make a real difference in Emma's life? Or is there more to this story than meets the eye? The crowd stands in stunned silence as Elon's words sink in. Did he really just offer to match every donation? The shock quickly gives way to a flurry of activity. People scramble for their wallets, eager to be part of this unexpected movement. But will they step up to the challenge? Will this spontaneous act of generosity from a billionaire inspire others to give? As word spreads, more people flock to Emma's stand. The quiet street becomes a hive of activity with cars lining up and pedestrians hurrying over. The air buzzes with excitement as strangers bond over their shared mission to help Emma and her family. It's as if Elon's presence has unlocked a wellspring of kindness in the community. The contributions start small, a handful of quarters here, a crumpled dollar bill there. But as the crowd grows, so does the generosity. A woman empties her purse, pouring a cascade of coins into Emma's jar. A man in a business suit peels off several crisp $100 bills. Even children are getting involved, offering up their hard-earned allowance money. Each donation, no matter how small, adds to the growing pile. Emma's eyes widen as she watches her humble lemonade stand transform into a beacon of hope. But will it be enough? The cost of cancer treatment is astronomical. Can this impromptu fundraiser really make a dent? As the sun begins to set, casting a golden glow over the scene, the excitement reaches a fever pitch. People are sharing Emma's story on social media, drawing even more supporters to the cause. The line at the lemonade stand stretches down the block, with newcomers still arriving. Finally, as the last donation is counted, a hush falls over the crowd. Emma, her hands shaking, tallies up the total. The amount raised is staggering, thousands of dollars, far exceeding anyone's wildest expectations. With Elon's matched contribution, it's enough to make a significant impact on Emma's mother's medical bills. Tears of joy stream down Emma's face as the reality sinks in. What started as a simple lemonade stand has become a lifeline for her family. The crowd erupts in cheers, celebrating this remarkable display of community spirit. But just when it seems the day couldn't get any more extraordinary, Elon steps forward again. There's a glint in his eye that suggests he's not done yet. What else could he possibly have up his sleeve? As Emma and the crowd watch in anticipation, it's clear that this incredible journey is far from over. The simple act of selling lemonade has set in motion a chain of events that will continue to change lives in ways no one could have predicted. Just when you thought this story couldn't get any more incredible, Elon Musk proves once again why he's known for thinking beyond limits. What happens next will redefine the meaning of generosity and leave you questioning the true power of a single act of kindness. As the crowd continues to buzz with excitement, Elon gently pulls Emma aside. His expression shifts from jubilant to serious, and he takes out his phone. Emma watches, her heart pounding, as Elon dials a number and steps away for a moment. The crowd falls silent, sensing that something monumental is about to unfold. Emma stands there, fidgeting with the hem of her shirt, her eyes darting between Elon and the crowd. What could he possibly be discussing? Haven't they already raised an unbelievable amount of money? The tension in the air is palpable as everyone waits with bated breath. After what feels like an eternity, Elon ends his call and walks back to Emma, a smile playing at the corners of his mouth. He kneels down to her level, his eyes twinkling with excitement. "Emma," he says, his voice gentle but filled with purpose. "I've just made some arrangements. Your mother's entire treatment, every single medical bill, it's all taken care of." The words hang in the air for a moment as Emma tries to process what she's just heard. Her eyes widen, and her mouth falls open in disbelief. Tears begin to well up, and before she knows it, she's throwing her arms around Elon in a tight hug. The crowd, upon hearing the news, erupts into cheers and applause. Emma's emotional reaction is a mix of overwhelming joy and relief. The weight that had been pressing down on her young shoulders for so long suddenly lifts. She realizes that her mother will get the care she needs without the family having to worry about the astronomical costs. It's a moment of pure, unadulterated hope. As the news spreads through the crowd, the atmosphere shifts from excitement to something deeper, a collective sense of witnessing a truly life-changing moment. People are hugging, crying, and celebrating this unexpected turn of events. It's not just about the money anymore. It's about the power of community and the impact one person's kindness can have on countless lives. But what does this mean for Emma and her family going forward? How will this act of generosity reshape their future? The possibilities seem endless. With the financial burden of treatment lifted, Emma's family can focus entirely on her mother's recovery. They can maintain their home, keep up with other expenses, and most importantly, Emma can go back to being a child instead of shouldering adult worries. As the reality of the situation sinks in, you can almost see the wheels turning in Emma's head. Her world has just expanded beyond the confines of her lemonade stand. She's experienced firsthand how a community can come together, how strangers can become allies in the face of adversity. This moment is sure to shape her outlook on life and her future aspirations. But make no mistake, while this chapter of Emma's story may be coming to a close, her journey is far from over. This extraordinary day has set in motion a series of events that will continue to unfold in ways no one could have predicted. As Emma stands there, surrounded by a sea of supportive faces, one thing is clear: her life will never be the same again. And who knows? This might just be the beginning of something even bigger. As Emma's world expands beyond her lemonade stand, a tidal wave of attention is about to crash over her small town. How will a young girl's simple act of love transform into a national phenomenon? The answer might surprise you and challenge everything you thought you knew about the power of social media. It all started with a local news segment, a feel-good story about a determined little girl selling lemonade to help her mom fight cancer. The kind of heartwarming tale that usually plays at the end of the evening news, bringing a smile to viewers' faces before they turn off their TVs. But Emma's story was different. It refused to be contained within the boundaries of local broadcasting. Within hours of the segment airing, Emma's lemonade stand was trending on Twitter. The video of Elon Musk's surprise visit went viral, racking up millions of views overnight. Suddenly, Emma wasn't just a local hero, she was becoming a national sensation. But would this story have staying power? or would it be just another fleeting moment in the ever-churning cycle of viral content? As it turns out, Emma's journey was only beginning. National news networks picked up the story, featuring Emma's beaming face on morning shows and prime-time specials. Reporters flocked to her small town, eager to capture a glimpse of the lemonade stand that started it all. The once quiet street became a hub of activity, with camera crews and curious onlookers mingling with locals who were still trying to process the whirlwind of events. Social media exploded with support for Emma and her family. Hashtags like #lemonade for hope and Emma's stand trended nationwide. People shared their own stories of battling cancer or helping loved ones through difficult times. Emma's courage seemed to spark a movement of compassion and community spirit across the country. But fame, even when born from the purest intentions, can be a double-edged sword. How would this newfound attention affect Emma and her family? Would the pressure of being in the spotlight be too much for a 9-year-old to handle? As Emma's story spread, so did the offers of support. Donations poured in from across the country. Hospitals reached out, offering cutting-edge treatments for Emma's mother. Celebrities tweeted their support, amplifying Emma's message to millions of followers. Through it all, Emma remained remarkably grounded. In interviews, she spoke with a poise beyond her years, always redirecting attention to the cause that started it all, helping her mom and others facing similar battles. Emma's story resonated because it tapped into something universal: the desire to make a difference, no matter how small. She became a symbol of hope and resilience, proving that even in the darkest times, a single act of love can spark a chain reaction of kindness. As the days turned into weeks, it became clear that Emma's impact wouldn't be fleeting. She had ignited a conversation about healthcare costs, community support, and the power of grassroots movements. Her lemonade stand had become a rallying point for a nation in need of a little sweetness and light. But with great attention comes great opportunity. As Emma's platform grew, so did the potential to create lasting change. What would she do with this newfound influence? How could she leverage this moment to help even more people? The next chapter of Emma's extraordinary journey was about to unfold, and it promised to be even more inspiring than the last. Emma's newfound influence was about to take an unexpected turn. What happens when a 9-year-old cancer crusader steps into the high-tech world of Tesla? The collision of innocence and innovation was about to spark something truly extraordinary. Just when Emma thought her whirlwind journey couldn't get any more exciting, Elon Musk had one more surprise up his sleeve. With a twinkle in his eye, he extended an invitation that would make any tech enthusiast green with envy: a personal tour of Tesla headquarters. As Emma and her family stepped through the sleek glass doors of Tesla's main building, their jaws dropped in unison. The lobby alone was a testament to the company's cutting-edge vision, with its futuristic design and larger-than-life displays of Tesla's latest innovations. Emma's eyes darted from one marvel to another, drinking in every detail with unbridled curiosity. But the real magic began when they entered the heart of Tesla's operations. Emma found herself surrounded by a bustling hive of activity, with engineers and designers hard at work shaping the future of sustainable transportation. The air buzzed with creativity and purpose, and Emma couldn't help but feel swept up in the energy. As they toured the facility, Emma's questions came rapid fire. How does the battery work? Why are electric cars better for the environment? Can I drive one? The Tesla team, charmed by her enthusiasm, patiently explained complex concepts in ways she could understand. With each answer, Emma's eyes grew wider, and her imagination soared. In the design studio, Emma watched in awe as 3D printers brought intricate car parts to life before her very eyes. She marveled at the precision of robotic arms assembling vehicles on the factory floor. And when she slipped into the driver's seat of a Model S, her hands gripping the steering wheel, it was clear that something had clicked inside her young mind. What started as a fun field trip was quickly becoming a pivotal moment in Emma's life. The innovative spirit that permeated every corner of Tesla was infectious, and Emma found herself captivated by the possibilities. She began to see how technology and creativity could come together to solve real-world problems, just like she had done with her lemonade stand. As the tour came to an end, Emma turned to Elon with a newfound determination in her eyes. "Mr. Musk," she said, her voice filled with excitement. "I want to invent things that help people too. Can you teach me how?" Elon couldn't help but smile at her enthusiasm. He crouched down to her level and said, "Emma, you've already invented something amazing, a way to bring hope to people who need it most. That's the first step to changing the world." Little did Emma know, this visit to Tesla would plant a seed that would grow into something much bigger than she could have ever imagined. The spark of innovation had been ignited, and Emma's journey was about to take yet another unexpected turn. As they left Tesla headquarters, Emma's mind raced with new ideas and possibilities. But while her horizons had expanded, the real challenge still lay ahead. How would she apply this newfound inspiration to her mission of helping others? And could a 9-year-old really make a lasting impact in the world of technology and innovation? The answers to these questions were just around the corner, and they would surprise everyone, including Emma herself. While Emma's world expanded with newfound inspiration, her mother's universe had narrowed to a single, crucial focus: survival. As the family stepped into the sterile halls of the oncology ward, a question hung heavy in the air. Could the same determination that fueled Emma's lemonade stand miracle now power her mother through the fight of her life? The journey began with a mix of hope and trepidation. Emma's mother, Sarah, started her first round of chemotherapy, a cocktail of powerful drugs designed to attack the cancer cells ravaging her body. The family watched anxiously as the clear liquid dripped into her veins, each drop carrying both the promise of healing and the threat of debilitating side effects. Those side effects didn't take long to appear. Sarah's hair began to fall out in clumps, her skin took on a sickly pallor, and the constant nausea left her weak and exhausted. Emma, once so full of energy and optimism, found herself tiptoeing around the house, trying not to disturb her mother's fragile rest. But cancer treatment is a roller coaster, and the family soon learned to celebrate even the smallest victories. A good day where Sarah could keep down her meals became cause for celebration. A walk around the block without getting winded felt like running a marathon. As the weeks turned into months, the family settled into a new routine. Emma became an expert at reading the signs of her mother's good and bad days. She learned to prepare bland, easy-to-digest meals and mastered the art of gentle foot massages to ease her mother's discomfort. The statistics were both encouraging and terrifying. Early detection and treatment can increase breast cancer survival rates to over 90% in some cases. But Sarah's cancer was aggressive, and the road ahead was long and uncertain. There were setbacks, of course. A particularly rough round of chemo left Sarah hospitalized with a dangerous infection. Emma spent sleepless nights curled up in uncomfortable hospital chairs, her young mind grappling with the very real possibility of loss. But there were triumphs too. The day Sarah's oncologist showed them the latest scans, pointing out how the tumors had shrunk, felt like winning the lottery. Emma's face lit up with a joy that had been absent for far too long. As Sarah's treatment progressed, something remarkable began to happen. The family, once fractured by fear and uncertainty, grew stronger. They learned to lean on each other, to find moments of laughter even in the darkest times. Emma's father rediscovered his inner chef, experimenting with recipes to tempt Sarah's fickle appetite. Emma herself became a fountain of positivity, regaling her mother with stories from school and plans for future lemonade stand innovations. Months passed, and slowly but surely, Sarah began to reclaim pieces of her old life. Her hair started to grow back, a soft fuzz that Emma loved to stroke. Her energy levels improved, allowing for longer outings and even a return to part-time work. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, came the day they'd all been waiting for. Sarah's oncologist, her face wreathed in smiles, delivered the news they'd scarcely dared to hope for: remission. The cancer was gone, at least for now. As Emma hugged her mother, feeling the strength returning to Sarah's embrace, she realized that this wasn't just an ending, it was a beginning. The journey had changed them all, opening their eyes to new possibilities and igniting a passion to help others facing similar battles. And for Emma, it was the spark that would lead her to her next great adventure. Emma's journey didn't end with her mother's recovery. In fact, it was just the beginning of a mission that would touch countless lives. But how far could a simple lemonade stand really go? As Emma's mother regained her strength, a question began to form in the young girl's mind. What if her lemonade stand could do more than save just one life? The idea took root, growing stronger with each passing day. Emma couldn't shake the memory of the fear and uncertainty her family had faced. She knew there were other families out there right now, grappling with the same overwhelming emotions. So, Emma made a decision that would change everything. She would keep her lemonade stand going, but with a new purpose. No longer just a way to help her own family, it would become a beacon of hope for others facing similar battles. But would people still care? Would they support her cause now that her mother was on the road to recovery? Emma's doubts were quickly put to rest. As word spread of her new mission, the community rallied around her once again. The same neighbors who had supported her during her mother's illness now returned, eager to be part of something bigger. They brought not just their spare change, but their stories, their own experiences with illness and loss. Emma's lemonade stand became more than just a place to buy a cool drink. It became a hub of compassion and shared strength. Local businesses got involved, offering to match donations or provide supplies. Schools organized fundraising drives, challenging students to see who could sell the most lemonade for Emma's cause. Even the local media, which had once treated Emma's story as a heartwarming one-off, now returned to cover the growing movement. But Emma wasn't content to stop there. She began researching other families in need, working with local hospitals to identify those struggling with medical bills. Each week, she would choose a new family to support, sharing their story with her customers and on social media. The impact was immediate and profound. Families who had been drowning in debt suddenly found a lifeline, a community ready to lift them up. As Emma's initiative grew, so did the questions. How far could this go? Could a child's lemonade stand really make a lasting difference in people's lives? The answer, it turned out, was a resounding yes. Emma's stand became a regular fixture in the community, raising thousands of dollars for multiple families each month. But more than that, it sparked a movement of kindness, inspiring others to start their own fundraising efforts. Emma's story spread beyond her small town, catching the attention of national media and even celebrities. Donations started pouring in from across the country, allowing Emma to expand her reach even further. What had started as a desperate attempt to save her mother had blossomed into a full-fledged charitable organization, with Emma at its heart. But Emma's impact was about to go beyond just selling lemonade. As her platform grew, so did the opportunities to make a difference in new and unexpected ways. Little did Emma know, her next adventure would take her far beyond the confines of her lemonade stand, challenging her to think even bigger about how she could change the world. Just when Emma thought her lemonade stand couldn't get any more extraordinary, Elon Musk swooped back into her life with an offer that would revolutionize her entire operation. Could cutting-edge technology really transform a humble lemonade stand into a game-changing force for good? Elon arrived at Emma's stand one sunny afternoon, a team of Tesla engineers in tow. The excitement was palpable as he proposed a collaboration that would merge Emma's entrepreneurial spirit with Tesla's innovative prowess. But could high-tech gadgetry really improve something as simple and timeless as a lemonade stand? The brainstorming session that followed was nothing short of electric. Emma and the Tesla team huddled around a whiteboard, tossing out ideas that ranged from the practical to the downright futuristic. Solar panels to power a refrigeration unit? Check. A sleek, minimalist design that would catch the eye of passers-by? Absolutely, but what about a built-in payment system that could accept cryptocurrencies? Now we're talking. As the ideas flowed, Emma's eyes grew wider with each passing moment. She watched in awe as the engineers sketched out designs, their pens flying across the paper. It was like watching her wildest dreams come to life before her very eyes. The design process was a whirlwind of creativity and innovation. Tesla's approach to sustainability and eco-friendly technology took center stage. The team proposed a stand that would be entirely solar-powered, with sleek panels integrated seamlessly into the design. A small, efficient cooler would keep the lemonade at the perfect temperature, while a retractable canopy would offer shade on those scorching summer days. But the real magic lay in the details. The stand would feature a touchscreen display, allowing customers to customize their orders and learn more about the causes they were supporting. An AI-powered voice assistant would help Emma manage inventory and even suggest optimal pricing based on demand. And of course, no Tesla product would be complete without a few hidden Easter eggs, like a secret ludicrous mode that would light up the stand with a dazzling LED display. As the design took shape, a question lingered in the air. Would this high-tech marvel be a game-changer or just an over-engineered gimmick? Emma couldn't help but wonder if all this technology might overshadow the simple act of selling lemonade for a good cause. Finally, after weeks of development, the day of the big reveal arrived. A crowd gathered in the park, buzzing with anticipation. As the cover was pulled away, gasps of amazement filled the air. The Tesla lemonade stand stood before them, a gleaming testament to the power of innovation. The stand was a work of art, its clean lines and futuristic design a far cry from Emma's original cardboard creation. Solar panels glinted in the sunlight, powering every aspect of the operation. The touchscreen display came to life, showcasing the day's featured charity and allowing customers to make donations with a simple tap. As Emma stepped up to make the first sale, it was clear that this was more than just a lemonade stand. It was a beacon of hope, a symbol of what can happen when compassion meets innovation. But as the crowd cheered and the orders began pouring in, one thing became certain: this was only the beginning. The Tesla lemonade stand wasn't just a novelty, it was the start of a movement that would change the face of charitable giving forever. What would happen when this technology spread to other causes, other communities? The possibilities seemed endless, and Emma couldn't wait to see where this new chapter would take her. As Emma's high-tech lemonade stand captured imaginations, a quiet revolution was brewing in backyards and street corners across America. Kids were no longer content with cardboard signs and plastic cups. They wanted solar panels, touchscreens, and a slice of the future. But would this tech-driven approach to fundraising catch on, or would it fizzle out like so many viral trends before it? The Tesla Lemonade Stand initiative, brainchild of Emma and her unlikely mentor Elon Musk, was about to put that question to the test. The concept was simple: provide kids with cutting-edge, solar-powered lemonade stands to supercharge their fundraising efforts. But would other children embrace this fusion of charity and technology? As it turns out, they couldn't get enough. Within weeks, requests for Tesla lemonade stands were pouring in from every corner of the country. Emma's story had struck a chord, inspiring a new generation of young philanthropists eager to make their mark on the world. In San Francisco, 10-year-old Aiden set up his Tesla stand to raise money for ocean cleanup efforts. His touchscreen display showed real-time data on plastic pollution, turning each cup of lemonade into a lesson in environmental awareness. In just one weekend, Aiden raised over $5,000 for his cause. Meanwhile, in a small town in Texas, twins Sophia and Olivia used their stand to support local animal shelters. The AI assistant helped them track inventory and donations, allowing them to focus on sharing stories of rescue animals with their customers. Their efforts led to a surge in pet adoptions and thousands of dollars in donations. But it wasn't just individuals making waves. Schools across the nation began incorporating Tesla lemonade stands into their fundraising programs. Science classes used the stands as real-world examples of solar energy in action, while business clubs learned about social entrepreneurship firsthand. As the movement grew, so did its impact. The sleek, futuristic stands became magnets for media attention, drawing celebrities and influencers who were eager to support the young changemakers. Social media exploded with images of kids and their Tesla stands, each one a beacon of hope and innovation. But what kind of impact could this movement really have on a national scale? The numbers told a staggering story. In just 6 months, the Tesla Lemonade Stand initiative had raised over $10 million for various causes. From medical research to disaster relief, these young entrepreneurs were making a tangible difference in their communities and beyond. More importantly, the initiative was empowering kids to take charge of their futures. They were learning valuable skills in technology, business, and public speaking. They were discovering the power of their own voices and the impact they could have on the world around them. As Emma watched her idea spread like wildfire, she couldn't help but feel a sense of pride and wonder. What had started as a desperate attempt to help her mother had blossomed into a nationwide movement of kindness and innovation. But Emma's journey was far from over. As her impact grew, so did the opportunities coming her way. Her role was about to change in ways she never could have imagined. The girl who once stood behind a simple lemonade stand was about to step onto a much bigger stage. What challenges and triumphs awaited her there? The next chapter of Emma's extraordinary story was about to unfold, and it promised to be the most exciting one yet. Emma's lemonade stand had sparked a revolution, but could her words do the same? As invitations to speak at events and schools poured in, a daunting question arose. Could a young girl who once struggled to ask strangers for donations now captivate crowds of adults and inspire real change? The transition from local hero to national speaker wasn't easy. Emma's first attempts at public speaking were shaky, her voice trembling as she faced rooms full of expectant faces. But with each event, her confidence grew. She learned to harness the same determination that had driven her lemonade stand success, channeling it into her speeches. Emma's talks focused on themes of kindness, community, and resilience. She shared her family's journey through her mother's cancer treatment, not shying away from the tough moments but always emphasizing the power of hope. Her youthful perspective brought a fresh energy to discussions about healthcare and community support. What's really interesting is how Emma's speeches evolved. She began incorporating stories from other families she'd helped through her lemonade stand initiative. These personal anecdotes resonated deeply with her audiences, putting faces and names to the statistics of childhood cancer and medical debt. At a TEDx event in Chicago, Emma's speech on the ripple effect of kindness left the audience in tears. She described how a simple act of selling lemonade had grown into a nationwide movement, inspiring others to take action in their own communities. The standing ovation lasted for minutes, with many attendees later describing it as a life-changing experience. But Emma's impact wasn't limited to adults. When she spoke at schools, she connected with her peers in a way that adult speakers often couldn't. She challenged them to think about how they could make a difference, no matter their age. After one such talk, a group of middle schoolers started their own fundraising initiative for local animal shelters, citing Emma as their inspiration. As Emma's advocacy grew, so did her understanding of the issues she was tackling. She began diving into research on healthcare policies and childhood cancer treatments. Her speeches started incorporating more complex topics, but always presented in a way that was accessible and engaging. If you thought Emma's journey couldn't get any more impressive, think again. Her growing influence caught the attention of policymakers. At just 12 years old, Emma was invited to testify before a congressional committee on childhood cancer research funding. Her heartfelt plea for increased support left even the most hardened politicians visibly moved. But how will Emma's advocacy evolve as she grows older? Will she maintain her impact as she transitions from a child prodigy to a young adult? The possibilities seem endless. There's talk of a book deal, a documentary series, and even whispers of Emma considering a future in politics. As Emma's platform continues to grow, one thing is clear: her journey is far from over. The girl who once stood behind a lemonade stand has become a powerful voice for children facing family health crises. But little does Emma know, her path is about to intersect with Elon Musk's world once again, opening up a whole new chapter of possibilities. What could this tech visionary have in store for our young advocate? The next part of Emma's extraordinary story promises to be the most exciting yet. What if the key to revolutionizing global philanthropy isn't in the boardrooms of tech giants, but in the mind of a young girl who started with a simple lemonade stand? Emma's about to face her biggest challenge yet, and it could change everything we know about the power of youth in shaping our world. Elon Musk, the tech visionary who first catapulted Emma into the spotlight, has been watching her journey with keen interest. Now he's ready to take their partnership to the next level. In a move that's left both Emma and the philanthropic world buzzing, Elon has offered her a role as youth ambassador for the Musk Foundation. But this isn't just any ambassadorship. Emma's not here to simply smile for the cameras or give inspirational speeches. Elon wants her insights, her fresh perspective, and her uncanny ability to connect with young people. He's giving her a real seat at the table, with the power to influence the foundation's direction. The offer is incredible, but it comes with its own set of challenges. How will Emma, still a student herself, balance this new role with her schoolwork and personal life? The pressure is immense, and the learning curve is steep. Emma's about to dive headfirst into a world of board meetings, budget allocations, and global initiatives. It's a far cry from her lemonade stand days. Emma's first project? Revamping the foundation's approach to youth engagement. She's pushing for more direct involvement from young people in decision-making processes. Her idea? A youth advisory board that will have real input on where funds are allocated. It's a bold move, but Emma argues that who better to understand the needs of young people than young people themselves? What's really interesting is how Emma's presence is shaking things up at the foundation. Her fresh perspective is challenging long-held assumptions about philanthropy. In one memorable meeting, Emma questioned why the foundation's STEM education initiatives weren't reaching more girls and minorities. Her insights led to a complete overhaul of the program's outreach strategy. But Emma's impact goes beyond specific projects. She's changing the very culture of the foundation. Her enthusiasm is infectious, inspiring even the most seasoned philanthropists to think outside the box. She's pushing for more transparency, more direct community engagement, and more emphasis on grassroots initiatives. As Emma's influence grows, so does the scope of her impact. But this is just the beginning. How will this experience shape her future career path? Will she follow in Elon's footsteps and become a tech entrepreneur herself? Or will she forge her own path, perhaps in politics or nonprofit leadership? One thing's for certain. Emma's journey from lemonade stand entrepreneur to shaping the direction of a major foundation is far from over. As she continues to bring her unique perspective to the world of philanthropy, we can't help but wonder, what will she do next? The future of giving is looking brighter and decidedly younger thanks to Emma's seat at the table. Emma's journey from a simple lemonade stand to shaping the future of philanthropy was already extraordinary. But what happens when a teenager decides to take the reins and start her own foundation? Emma's next move would challenge everything we thought we knew about young changemakers. As Emma's influence grew, so did her vision. She realized that while working with established organizations was valuable, she could do even more by creating her own. And so, Emma's Hope was born. But could a teenager really run a successful charitable foundation? The process of establishing Emma's Hope was no small feat. Emma dove headfirst into the complex world of nonprofit regulations, board formations, and mission statements. She assembled a team of advisors, including legal experts and seasoned philanthropists, to guide her through the process. What's really interesting is how Emma's youthful perspective shaped every aspect of the foundation's structure. She insisted on a youth advisory board, ensuring that young voices would always have a seat at the table. Emma's Hope's mission was clear: to provide financial and emotional support to families facing medical crises, with a special focus on childhood illnesses. But Emma didn't stop there. She incorporated cutting-edge technology into the foundation's operations, drawing on her experiences with the Tesla Lemonade Stand initiative. The result? A streamlined, transparent organization that could respond quickly to families in need. If you thought Emma's previous accomplishments were impressive, the impact of Emma's Hope in its first year will leave you speechless. In just 12 months, the foundation assisted over 500 families, providing more than $2 million in direct financial aid. But the numbers only tell part of the story. Emma's Hope also launched a mentorship program, connecting young patients with successful individuals who had overcome similar health challenges. As word of Emma's Hope spread, so did its reach. Donations poured in from across the country, with many citing Emma's personal story as their inspiration for giving. But how many more families could Emma's Hope help as it continued to grow? The potential seemed limitless. The real payoff, however, came in the stories of the families Emma's Hope touched. There was the single mother who could finally afford her son's life-saving surgery, the young cancer patient who found hope through the mentorship program, and countless others whose lives were changed by Emma's vision. As we look back on Emma's journey, from a desperate daughter selling lemonade to the founder of a thriving charitable foundation, one question remains: what does the future hold for this remarkable young philanthropist? With Emma's track record of turning the impossible into reality, it's clear that her story is far from over. The next chapter promises to be even more inspiring, as Emma continues to prove that age is no barrier to changing the world. Just when Emma thought her journey had reached its pinnacle, a letter arrived that would remind her why she started this incredible adventure in the first place. Years had passed since that fateful day when she set up her first lemonade stand, and Emma had grown into a confident young woman. But as she tore open the envelope, her hands trembling slightly, she had no idea she was about to come face to face with her own legacy. The letter was from a 10-year-old girl named Lily. As Emma's eyes scanned the carefully penned words, her heart began to race. Lily wrote about how she had heard Emma's story and how it had inspired her to take action in her own life. But that's not all. Lily had started her own lemonade stand to raise money for her brother's life-saving surgery. Emma's emotional reaction was immediate and profound. Tears welled up in her eyes as she realized the true impact of her journey. It wasn't just about the millions of dollars raised or the foundations established. It was about the ripple effect of kindness that had spread far beyond what she could have ever imagined. What's really interesting is how Lily's story mirrored Emma's own beginnings. Just like Emma had done years ago, Lily had set up a simple stand with a hand-painted sign, determined to make a difference in her family's life. The parallels were uncanny, and Emma couldn't help but feel a sense of déjà vu as she read about Lily's determination and hope. Emma's mind raced with memories of her own journey, the fear, the uncertainty, but also the overwhelming support she had received. She remembered the day Elon Musk had stopped by her stand, changing her life forever. And now, here was Lily, at the start of her own incredible journey. As Emma finished reading the letter, she knew she couldn't just respond with a simple note. No, this called for something more. Something that would show Lily that her efforts were seen and appreciated. But what could Emma do that would truly make a difference in Lily's life? The answer came to her in a flash of inspiration. Emma decided she would visit Lily's lemonade stand in person, bringing with her the full weight of her foundation's resources. She would ensure that Lily's brother got the surgery he needed, just as Elon had done for her mother years ago. But Emma's plan didn't stop there. She saw an opportunity to continue the cycle of inspiration that had begun with her own story. By supporting Lily, she could show the world that kindness and determination know no age limits. Emma's legacy of compassion was about to come full circle, inspiring a new generation of young philanthropists. As Emma began making plans for her surprise visit to Lily's stand, she couldn't help but wonder how many more Lilies were out there, ready to change the world one cup of lemonade at a time. The possibilities seemed endless, and Emma knew that her journey was far from over. In fact, it felt like a whole new chapter was just beginning. Emma's journey from a desperate daughter to a beacon of hope is a testament to the power of determination and kindness. What started as a simple lemonade stand blossomed into a nationwide movement, touching countless lives along the way. Emma's story serves as a powerful reminder that no one is too small to make a difference. It shows us that even the simplest actions can spark monumental change. As Emma continues to inspire and lead, her impact reaches far beyond her initial goals. She's not just raising funds, she's raising awareness, challenging norms, and empowering a new generation of young philanthropists. Her foundation, Emma's Hope, stands as a shining example of what's possible when passion meets purpose. But Emma's story isn't just about one girl's remarkable journey. It's about the potential that lies within each of us to create positive change. As we look to the future, we can't help but wonder, who will be the next Emma? Who else is out there, ready to turn life's lemons into a movement of hope? The possibilities are endless, and thanks to Emma's inspiring example, the world is watching and waiting for the next young changemaker to step up and make their mark.